Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Rules could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, to see how they play those karmic themes to help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. Really important when we're dealing with, people that say one thing and do another, really irritating. Um, the triggers tell us everything, though. Triggers tell us what we need to do to heal, to integrate the spiritual lesson so that we can actually change the entire dynamic of the situation. So that's why I like to do these type readings because we don't always have to be the victim when we're dealing with a karmic. Sometimes, we can actually make that karmic wheel go round, make that person eat their karma, which is not a bad thing if you're dealing with someone that's negative, right? It's like, again, how are they going to learn? How are they going to heal? No one wants to be in a lower energy. They may think that they do, but there's consequences at the end of the day, and no one really wants to be in that energy. They tend to not know how to be in an energy that is going to make them happy, fulfilled, and, you know, be in alignment when a person has a lot of trauma. That's the thing. When people have trauma, they're coming from a low vibration and they're shady. They tend to only think about themselves. It's all about the ego. And that's really the spiritual war on consciousness that we see that's happening, the spiritual warfare that's happening is really good against bad, right? Light against dark. So when we're talking about, God, we're talking about love, unconditional love, light, love. We're here to give and receive of love. We're here to be the expression of love by doing what we love. But the war on consciousness is about the devil, the ego, right? I mean, the ego is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a good thing in the fact that it gets us to have wants and desires. However, if we're just ego driven, then we only care about ourselves. We don't think about the consequences of our actions when it comes to dealing with anyone else. And so when we're in alignment with the laws of the universe, which are the laws of God, the laws of love, and the laws of nature, they're all the same thing. And we're actually in alignment with ourselves. If we're only it's about our ego, then we tend to not be in alignment. And you'll notice the more that you have, the more that you want. Like if you are getting your happiness from things outside of you, you'll never be 100% fulfilled. Fulfillment comes from really becoming yourself by being engrossed in your passions, and to be the expression of love because it helps us connect on such a deep, intimate level to other people. And really, that's how we get our emotional fulfillment. So, again, when people are out of alignment, they tend to like try to get their fulfillment through one person, and one person makes it very codependent. And because not one person could be somebody's everything, where, you know, people that need to be healed because they've gone through traumatic experiences tend to like that codependency. It makes them feel safe, but it's not safe. And it's to understand that healing doesn't feel good. So we have to understand that healing isn't just about understanding how we participate to the imbalances that play out, but also how we are contributing to them and what we can do to actually change to heal. All right, so the underlining energy is omniscience, which is God. It's because God is omnipotent and omniscience and omnipresent. It's everywhere. It's all knowing. It's like you said, everywhere. It's all the time. It's all knowing. So again, that's why I said it's in when you're in alignment with the laws of the universe, because God created the universe with its voice. Well, again, you too can create your world with your voice when you again are balanced and open to receiving. I feel like you're in a good energy, but I want to see. I don't know why I couldn't find the deck when it's right in front of my face. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Loneliness, which is, by the way, is the exact opposite of omniscience because God is everywhere all the time. It's never separate. However, if you're, in the energy of fear or sadness, well, you would be lonely, right? Because that's the opposite energy. So I feel like you're in separation from somebody, that this is a soul relationship because omniscience says, again, it's very spiritual. It's God. It's everywhere. It's all the time. It's all knowing. And your person, and you have this very strong spiritual connection, but you're in separation. And when you were with this person anyway, you felt lonely. They didn't give you what you needed. So it's almost like, yes, you both recognize that it was a spiritual connection. However, like this person acted like a narcissist. Like it was a one-sided connection, that this person was very angry and very, like, again, narcissistic in the fact that they would criticize you all the time. So I feel like the underlining energy is, hey, you're connected to somebody that still obviously have a spiritual connection to, but your feelings have definitely changed because you're not seeing this person in a light that's better. And the reason why is because your person is in separation from you. They're stuck. They want to reach out to you, but there's a sense that every time that this person tries to do it, it's like they just can't do it. And I feel like it's because of their, you know, coming back to you and apologizing to you, coming back to you needing to be fully transparent. It's like, and the thing is, this person is just manipulative. And the thing is, this situation is making them feel powerless and they don't like it. So it's almost like they know what they should do, they just can't do it. And that's the issue. It's like, like the connection isn't enough for them to just do it. And the reason why is because this person just, again, you guys have different ideas of, just different ideas of what love and intimacy are. You guys kind of clash. This person, it only like gets in themselves into like entanglements, right? So they don't really allow people to communicate. They come in real strong, love bomb, and the thing is, you would be limited and stifled with their rules. It would be one-sided, but here you deal with them where they're like, again, want to be free, want to be wild at heart. So they like the energy of one and done normally. And the thing is, it's like you're not a one and done type of person. So the thing is like this person likes to have things their way, and they don't want to really do the difficult talks and to actually work things out. So with you, where it's equal give and take reciprocity, right? It's like there's too many issues because, hey, listen, what you feel is it's a one-sided connection. And that's what it was. And anytime that this person would really have to deal with any type of criticism. They would just disconnect from you. I also feel like this person, they might drink a little too much, smoke a little too much, but there's a part of this person that's detached from their own feelings as well as from your feelings. And so when you're with them, there's a sense of you couldn't help but to be consumed by them because here it is, it's like they want you to give all your time, your energy, right? And meanwhile, this person does not have, is not thinking the way that you think. They want things only on their terms. So they wanted you consumed with them. And the way that they would do it is, well, we're not going to have difficult conversations or anything like that. You're not going to be able to establish boundaries at all. It's going to be a one-sided connection where, again, you're stifled. This person's demanding, and you're limited. So again, like draining your energy. So that's what it was like to be in a relationship with them. And when you would say something that they didn't like I said, they would check out. And yes, it was all about them manipulating. And you just felt tired of being really ignored. Like your feelings were ignored. You weren't valued, pretty much. It's like this person just expected you to deal with it, which is really kind of messed up. But when we ask, like, do they have feelings? What do they think? Well, they know that you're tempted to like disconnect and that you are disconnected from source, because this was like a soul connection. And I feel like, you're like, oh my God, why would you bring me this person? All that they did was like play games and act like I was invisible. And so this person knows that they know that you want to let go. They know that you're turning away from like, oh, this is a spiritual connection. And because this person needs to release attachments with karmic people, karmic situations. Like, so here it is. This person has, addictions. There's somebody else. They're not strong themselves. So it's like they have a connection to you. They can't deal with the connection because understand a long time ago they shut down those parts of themselves that wanted love and romance and intimacy. So it's like they are with a karmic that they need to release, but they've shut themselves down to deal with living with that karmic. So that's a very codependent connection where that karmic is the person that's giving and is doing, and it's a one-sided connection. So this person has been able to live in this dynamic for a long time with a person, like I said, that they haven't given anything emotionally to, and that person kind of acts like an employee, not even like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a spouse, you know, and so the thing is, it's like that's how they treated you too, and they were able to treat you that way because they have someone at home, and that's my concern. My concern is it's like now all of a sudden they want to be with you, but the truth of the matter is that this person has a lot of wounds and they tend to get triggered and their old patterns resurface and it hurts. So because it's again they have to show vulnerability to you. They have to, first of all, come back and apologize, which shows vulnerability. They have to be transparent to you. They're the ones that have to do it. Meanwhile, again, the whole time that you were dealing with them because they were talking to somebody else, they were with somebody else, and the truth of the matter is that that person still kind of is like with that other person. It's just they're not in love with that person. They don't want to let go of that person because it's codependent. That person acts like an employee. Like I said, cooks, they clean, they take care of everything. They take care of the bills. They take care of they're that person's mommy, daddy, whoever. They do everything. So it's like they don't really want to leave. They want to be able to like walk around and hook up with people and have people fall for them and because they look so big and so strong. Meanwhile, look at who's at home doing it all. A person that's not getting anything that this person's not satisfied with, so emotionally doesn't get, and is looking for somebody else, but that somebody else would take that person's place, that karmic's place, and that karmic doesn't have a good place. So I feel like you see that. And that's why your energy is starting to change towards this person. So it says our union energy needs clearing. Repeat 11 times. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Again, this person knows what they have to do. They're getting signs and synchronicities to come back and apologize. But this person doesn't want to apologize. They want to say that what's going on is not just them, it's also you. They're always trying to look to put part of the blame onto you. And that's the thing. And you're like, no, they're tired of being away from you physically. They're trying to process their fears to come towards you because you're not doing anything. But the truth of the matter is, I feel like it took them too long to figure it out. And now all of a sudden they want to come back when meanwhile, they can't fully be there for you right now as long as this other person is in their life. They know that it's hard for you, but they have to go through this to experience it to order to heal it. And you're like, I don't want it to do it. I don't want this anymore. It's like because the whole time you're living with somebody that you're treating like shit. And so you're not really with that person is that you feel bad for that person because that person made you their life. But and that's what you see. So you're like, no. And they're like, you need to trust that I'm doing something even when it looks like I'm not, and understand they look like they're not and that this person's ego is fragile to criticism and rejection, so they create walls. They haven't done the healing. So does this person want to come back to you? Yes. But they're like a little afraid to like leave that karmic. So that karmic makes everything nice and comfy. Like this person's spoiled. And the thing is that that karmic like is not attractive anymore to the person that's connected to you. They're like this person's connected to you in that way. So when they were like, "Oh, I'm single," they were single. It's that they're with somebody that they're with somebody that they're acting like they're not with, but they're paid for that person. They take care of that person. That person's getting something from them. And see, they're in their old patterns and they don't see that there's anything wrong with it. Like they try and say it, where really, again, it keeps saying it, their heart is with another right now. And they have to finish this karmic contract in order to be free. So he keeps saying it over and over. They don't need to. They're choosing to and understand it's because their inner child is wounded and they react from that wound. That they always need to have someone take care of them and do and this and that. So, who is this person without the karmic? That's what they're afraid of, if you want to know. But the whole time they were with somebody else. So there's no point to even say, well, what else did this person do? What this person did was they purposely like gave enough, but, you know, acted like they were single, are not single, doesn't really want to leave that connection because there is an emotional connection. Your person just isn't attracted to that person. They love that person, but they're not in love with that person. And so that's the issue. So they compartmentalize. And the thing is, you're like, well, even if they were to leave me for them, you don't like how the karmic was treated. You're looking at it and saying, well, that would just be me. And it's true because this person has an intimacy issue. They're so worried about the karmic now, but they're cheating on the karmic the whole time. But they're so worried now. No, what they want is they would rather want the karmic to dump them so that they don't look bad. Or they don't really even want the karmic to dump them at all, where they just want the karmic to kind of just be there and still pay for everything and do forever and do take care of everything. Maybe not pay for everything, but take care of everything. And while they can still run around and hook up with people and get their rocks off, it's almost like this person would prefer that. They just know you're not going to put up with that. That's why this person is like afraid to call you because, hey, the whole time that's what they were doing. You see them for who they are now. Their mask fell off. So the whole time they're dating somebody else that they're not in love with. But it's like, but you can still like, but they're making that person like be a slave. Like they get to do all the shit work of like a relationship without the actual like love and nurturing and support. Like it's a real one-sided connection that they're in and they don't want to give that up. And so what better way if I have somebody that I'm getting loving on and then I have someone like that's catering to me. It's disgusting. So you have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Well, card number one, safety and security. Card number two, love. Card number three, support. And number four, suppression. Number five, sing and unworthy and neglect. So again, you can see why you attracted this person into your life. It's like neglect doesn't necessarily mean that like you didn't get food and you didn't get nurturing like in when it came to like things that you needed for school. Your parents could have shown you love in like a way that was just very regimented, a way that was around their ideas, their values. So, I feel like there was a lack of support though. And suppression is someone made you feel bad about like the hobbies and interests that you were into. And I say that because of unworthiness. And I feel like you didn't feel unworthy all the time. Could have been, hey, you had a close friend that you hung out with all the time that you liked, or you were into certain hobbies or interests. And this person, that, like, again, that parent, like, either, didn't give support to show up, help financially, help do anything. If anything, like, neglect is that. So I feel like, you have the power to, like, love yourself now to obviously like to reparent yourself, but you didn't feel loved. You didn't feel loved because again, there was something with your safety and your security. So it wasn't just that you were made to feel unworthy about a hobby or an interest, but you weren't safe. So it could be your parent was an alcoholic, your mother was an alcoholic, the mother was with for some, I feel like your mom was with somebody that was not nice to you, treated you badly. Again, there was no real safety and security. You didn't like learn to love yourself because there wasn't really support. And when you did try to like express yourself in your own unique way, um, you were suppressed. You were made to feel unworthy. You were made to feel like there was something wrong with you. You were neglected. So that's why you attracted this person that, thinks that it's okay to breadcrumb and have, you and somebody else at the same time. So we could see the neglect, the unfairness, where you weren't allowed to use your voice growing up. And guess what? You wouldn't be able to use your voice now, either with this person. So I feel like it's the same exact thing, the same exact scenario, which again, when we look, that's what you'll always see. You'll see the wounds reflect the karmic themes that, you already lived with, that you've already experienced, and it's time to like heal them. And that's really what it is with this. It's to use your voice, to nurture yourself, to give yourself that safety and security and that love and that support. All we see here is support, support, support. Well, this person wanted to come in and just give you passion. They didn't want to give you support. They're giving support to somebody else. That's okay with not getting emotionally. Only you're like, I'm not going to compartmentalize. I'm not going to do one without the other. And that's the thing. This person like doesn't really want to be with that person because they're not in love with that person. But guess what? If they were with that person the whole time, then they don't really love you either. There's a sense that they lust you because they haven't taken the time to get to know you. They're just not happy where they are anymore. And so that's what happens with a narcissist, a person that, and that's what came out, that this person was a bit narky. So again, Spirit says this was about you. Oh, we forgot to pull the other ones, but being true, was about you being true to yourself, to remove the mask and stop creating illusions, that you have confidence in who you are and to reveal the good in you, and that you do not need to hide or prove anything, that you replace shame with the power of love and truth. Well, I feel like, you know, this was about you being true to yourself and that you don't need to prove anything like with this person. It's like it's not about that. It's like I feel like this person needs to remove the mask. I don't believe that you're wearing a mask, but I think if you were going along with this and acting like it was okay for a long period of time, Spirit says it's time to remove the mask. Like, because that's not you. That's not okay. That's not what you want. And really, it's not what you want. It's like you have to be true to yourself. And sometimes that's hard to do if you didn't have love before, right? It's like you would settle for somebody that has somebody on the side. But it's like you did the healing. And Spirit says, nope, see, this was it. You had to use your voice, use your powerful voice, and again, to speak with courage and to lay the boundary, which I feel like you did, which is why this person is again uncomfortable with having to come back and apologize and say something. And this was you looking beyond the illusion to discern the truth, that fear, like that this was just this person trying to act like, again, scare you, where, fear is the illusion. To pull back the curtain is what Spirit's saying. Again, the situation was to help you alchemize that negative energy from the past. Now take a leap of faith, take a bold step. Risks are going to be rewarding right now. You learned how to go with the flow of life, and that was to navigate through difficulties through having this person not affect you. Because, like I said, if you would have gotten caught up with their crap, you would have been it would have been a shit show, which is what this person would have loved, because then they would have just gotten out of their situation really easy, went over to you, hung out with you, and then eventually went back to that other person and then just ping-ponged it back and forth. This is what they thought, where Spirit says, no, this is about you going into uncharted waters to evoke your curiosity, because you still have fragmentation if you, again, haven't recreated yourself. You grew up in an environment that you were suppressed, you were neglected, there was no safety, there was no security, there was no support. So you were on your own. So we tend to live safe, where now you're in a good place. Now Spirit says, again, go out into the world and see what aspects of life are drawing you to them. Find yourself, have a love affair with yourself, and whatever you do, be authentically. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Be bold, be true, be yourself. And we keep seeing that again because Spirit's saying that's really what this was about, for just for you to go through this situation so that you could help find pieces of yourself by integrating them and then going out into the world and having a love affair with yourself and finding those different aspects of yourself. And during that process, you're refining your character, you're overcoming difficulties by remaining positive, and you're calming your heart and you illuminate your intellect, and you're transforming these old shadows into light because you consciously manifest goodness in and around you, and that you're improving the qualities, not just for you, but everyone involved. And so you're elevating, you're evolving into a higher state of consciousness by freeing yourself from fear and trusting the universe and directing your thoughts to the beauty inside of you and around you, and using your spiritual strength for knowledge and to create light and to rise above doubt. That's what Spirit's saying. That's why you went through this situation. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. Guys, I did a video for you guys because I'm not gonna be around tomorrow. So even though I recorded this video the day before, you guys are gonna get it tomorrow, which will be today by the time that you actually see it. All right. Until next time, be true to you. I will be back on Sunday morning. I have a party to do Saturday morning, and then I have to work my side hustle for the holidays. All right. Until next time. Bye-bye.